All right, what do we have here? We know how to tear down walls. Do you?
Yeah.
Sledgehammer?
Yeah.
Sweet. Hey everybody, it's Asic Eric. Sorry, Asic Eric Pops. It is painting week.
Yeah, sand. Don't forget we got a sand.
Painting week.
Yes.
Starting with sanding.
Yep.
So hopefully today we get to find our still sanding sign and destroy it. Even though we're gonna have to sand the car later.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That doesn't count.
The flow code doesn't count.
Nope.
All right. Yeah. So I just got back from the paint store. Bought yet more paint. I went through this all yesterday. Because in my paint budget, I forgot to account all the stuff that I just painted on Saturday.
Right.
So that was another quart of paint I didn't account for. Oops. So I took this guy, stuck it down in here, and that works out to about 1/3 of a gallon left. And then I have a quart.
Right.
So I have just over 1.5 gallons. My budget was 1.6 gallons.
Right.
And I'm like, that's probably cutting it too close. So I got 2 more quarts, but I got it in a gallon container so that we can
easier to pour,
mix it, and easier to mix, so we can mix the two things.
Right.
All the painting that we did, I was showing Pops, all came out real nice. I'll pull this out in the sun so you can see it. There were some blemishes and some issues, but nothing that requires a repaint or anything. Hopefully you can see how nice that came out. Very pretty. A little bit of dry spray here and there on these things, but for the most part came out nice. Pops is digging it.
Yeah.
So for today, today is hopefully the end of sanding day. So there's a few spots on the car that still need some 400, where we have overspray from before. The 2 valences, tops of the fenders possibly. I think that's it. A little bit of the hood. Got some overspray on the hood. So do the 400 dry, and then when that's done we do 400 wet, 600 wet, sorry. And that's probably going to be it for the day. The other thing that we ran into was on Saturday, Pops knocked this over and it landed face down. All of the guide coat fell out of it. I mean, all of it. I'd knocked it over once before myself. Maybe it landed sideways and a bunch came out, but I couldn't believe it. You know, we picked.
Gotta know how to do it.
Yeah. So we picked it up off the floor and it was completely empty. I'm like, how does that happen?
I thought it was a hockey puck. I'm sorry.
And so we scooped as much as, or I scooped as much as I could without digging into the ground, because I didn't want to pick up any dirt or anything and put it in the guide coat, obviously. But that was it. So we ran out of guide coat, and so I got to pick up some of that at the store too. But that's it. So, ready to get to work?
Yes.
All right. All right, so I'm starting to mask some things up here before we wet sand and sand, just to try and keep the crud from getting everywhere. And part of this is just prep for final paint and everything while I'm here. I'm just going to mask it once, hopefully. So we're trying to protect any overspray from getting up through the dash, up through the cowl, through the fenders, through any opening here, getting into the stuff that's already painted. So I've got this guy, all the holes from the bottom covered up. These guys, all the holes from the top covered up. I'm going to not rely on just, you know, one big piece of paper or something under here to protect everything, especially here, because I can't retouch this. So I'm going to just mask this over directly here and hopefully make sure that thing's covered. And then from here down we can probably just put a piece of paper in here, or plastic, whatever. We'll see. Yeah. We haven't been doing a lot of filming. Same old, same old. So basically right now getting all the overspray off everywhere. So we guide coated the hood, 400 dry. I sanded off most of the overspray here with 400, and then Pops is guide coating it now and then hitting it with 400.
Yep.
And we put the trunk back on. The alignment pins didn't work at all, but I think that was because we had drilled the holes from before and they didn't work before, so whatever. But it's on. We got it in a nice place. Got the lines lined up, so that's good. So we have that to finish up. trunk, get this overspray off there, and then we're ready to start wet sanding. Okay. Wet sanding. On our board, we were supposed to do this 314 to 315. Yeah, right. Although I had that so soon, I don't know why I did. It should have gone down here somewhere, but whatever. So we're not quite 3 months or 4 months behind schedule. All right, so guide coating everything again for the umpteenth time, and hit it with the 600 wet. I just came through here on the trunk and I ovaled these holes out a little bit more for the spoiler because it was really tight coming in and out of here, and I've seen this paint tends to just rip off if it's got something like that, so I tried to oval these out so the spoiler can just easily drop in and out of there. Okay, let's get to work. Okie dokie, we're...
Change that water.
Yeah. We're about done with the hood here, I think, so we're going to wipe it all down, see how it looks. This corner needs some work here. We'll see. Okay, I found a couple little spots, so we're looking for dark spots in the paint. Sorry, I covered that up before I could show it to you. There's one there, one over here. So put a little glazing putty on there. Hello, focus! Dang you. There. Pops, meanwhile, has moved on to the roof. And you said this was glass?
Smooth, yeah.
Oh, that's gotta go.
I know.
That is.
And all this stuff to drip on the floor, yes.
Yeah, this should be pretty good because we've generally had the top of the car covered from overspray, so the body of the car should be in pretty good shape. Should go pretty quickly. The hood took a long time. What, probably an hour on that?
Yeah.
It looks good. There's still a few little spots I want to double check along the edges here. I'm not quite sure I trust these areas, and I can see a little bit of scratches in this stuff here, so I'm going to hit that again, but it's pretty close. Can you see that shine? 600 grit shine. Looks nice. So Pop's got the roof done, we got a hood done, then I came around, did this fender, this guy, so this is all 600 wet done. I found a crack in the 2K right here because this corner was a little bent down right there. I had to bend it back up. Could have been from sitting on the corner, could have been from something else, who knows. But I bent it back up and it cracked the 2K, so I put some fiberglass, short strand fiberglass in there, and then some Rage Ultra. That's done. Hood looks good. And there's a few little boo-boos like this that I had to go around and fix. So I ended up spending more time on that kind of stuff today than I expected. You know, as I told Pops, this is your last chance to find and fix mistakes, right? Technically, when you put the sealer on, you could stop right there and fix something, but you don't want to. So this is our last chance. So as we're sanding, we got to really go around here and look around for any blemishes and fix them now while we can, so that it'll be ready for paint. So it's, I don't know, 6 o'clock or something. I didn't get finished today on the wet sanding, unfortunately. I thought we'd get further than we did. But the rest of the car should go pretty fast, because this stuff is really rough with all this overspray on it. This stuff is basically already sanded in 400, so it should go pretty quick. So all we have left is this fender and then the doors in the back here. This is already done in 400, so it should be in good shape. Yeah, so that's it. So tomorrow we'll wrap that up and then start masking. And again, hopefully we get the masking done. I will post that video tomorrow. And then again, any of you painting types that have any ideas for me on how to do things, I'll give you the preview. Right, we're going to use the smooth transition tape on these edges here. On the hood here, I'm kind of on the fence. since it has this edge on it, I'm kind of thinking I'm going to sand it down to here and then just mask along this edge here. And then don't bother trying to do a smooth transition or anything on it, but I don't know if there's going to be enough spray to get down in there and do that, so I still might do the smooth transition tape on this. I don't know. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. These guys are already masked inside with the C-Del technique, so those are ready to go. I'm going to paint over the top of this, so that's no biggie. These guys, we're painting these open. All right, so we're going to be sanding up to that point back, and then spraying all of this with the doors open and close. And then the trunk here gets the smooth transition tape on this edge. And then here I'll use the foam tape on the underside there and just tuck it down under the smooth transition tape. And then around the back here, this is going to be black. So this is actually going to be covered, so I don't really need to do anything back here. That bot, it will be color down here at the very bottom, so probably I'll just put a smooth transition tape along that edge right there, just to keep the overspray off the back, and then I'll paint all of this black in here. And this will be black around to this edge right here is how I'm going to do it. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I think so. So that's kind of the plan. If you have any thoughts, let me know. And we'll tear into it tomorrow. So yeah, it went pretty well today. It looks a little slower than I expected, but we got a lot done, so I'm happy. We threw the spoiler on there on the back for a while. It looked really slick. I don't want to put it back on there because I'll probably damage something, but it looked really nice, so Pops took a picture of it. Okay, rambling time now. So thanks everybody. Have a good one. We'll catch you tomorrow.